Well, I know Carol normally does a welcome, so I'm just going to welcome you. I don't have the principles in front of me, which is another thing that I know she normally reads. I can try to, well, yeah, we'll just, is there someone that has the principles that would like to read them? Does anybody have a copy of it real close? And if not, we'll just jump into the talk.
That sounds good.
Let's jump in together.
Anxious.
Yes, we'll jump together.
Okay. Well, you know, I named my title Accepting Your Good because I've really been doing a lot of inner work. I've been reading some really great books. One is called Think Your Troubles Away by Ernest Holmes. The other is a 5-volume set called The Life and Teaching of the Masters of the Far East. And I've also been reading The 5 Principles by Ellen Davenport. And they all pretty much say the same thing. But I drew some real, gems out of what I've been reading. And I have to admit that, along with being really grateful for, the technology we have today, even with, the glitches that we have, just being able to connect with each other, to see your faces, to see, because I know the last time you weren't able to have your videos on, I just, once I started talking, it was all blank screen that I was talking to. So this is even more exciting to be able to see your faces, and just that allows your energy to fill me. And so I want to say thank you for that, because you are a big part of my good. The time that I spent in Duluth was a real growing period for me. And I was going through a lot of issues, and then I ended up, getting the phone call saying it was time to come back to Denver so that I could help my mom and dad through the process of my mom's Alzheimer's. And then, but it's been growing. But all along, it's like, so how do we just accept? How do we accept that good? And so what I want to talk to you about today is some of that. And so I'm going to start us off with a guided meditation. So let's take this moment and just take a breath. And blow it out. Take one more deep breath. And let go. And take that last deep breath and really, really feel it go all the way through your whole body to the very core of you. For this is our connection to God, to that which is. And it is from this place that we create. As we move in and through life, opening, accepting, being, allowing life to live through us, being present to that aliveness, to that which we call our good. For it is here that our heart rejoices, that our mind takes wing, that all that the universe has begins to pop open like a flower coming to bloom. And it is for that we live and move and have our beingness. And so I invite you to open your heart and to feel what that would look like. To be present with that, to feel it, to touch it, to know it. For right now, we claim it. It is ours. And so as we wrap our heart around that good, we breathe it in and we give thanks. We give thanks for the allness of it. And then we gently tuck it into our heart and carry it with us through this day. And once you feel it tucked away safe, then gently bring yourself back to this room, to this time, to the present. Be here now and know it is good and very good. And so we let it be. Amen. So I welcome each one of you to this day, to this moment. And for my sacred reading, I chose something from Ecclesiastes, and it's 9.7. And it says, "Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart. For God now accepteth thy works." And when I read that, I thought if I could just remember that right now, God accepts that which I desire, that which I know, that which I claim. And that I am to, in that acceptance, I'm to accept it with joy. Not just, a quiet acceptance, but an energetic acceptance, an acceptance that just flows out to the world. And that I am to drink it all in with a merry heart. And so that's the journey we're going to go on today. as I share with you some things that I have read and learned and and hopefully embody and practice. For that is my desire every day, is to be present to that good. And so, so many of these words that I've been reading and that have been written years ago. They're not the present, newest, latest books, newest, latest teachers. These are the old standard, like years have passed and their words have continued to remain true. And so they each say that the way to know what we are manifesting is to take a look at the world around us. And that this look at our life and the place that we live is a look with soft eyes. It's not a look with judgment, because the past is your gift. The past is that thread that flows into the present so that you can see, what do I believe? What am I holding as my belief in life? What do I have faith in? And then you can either jump for joy, or you can say, I would like to let that go. I'm ready to release that. But we can't release it until we recognize it.
Mhm.
Because as long, and that's the beauty of our past. And I have been so blessed. Many of you know that a year ago, my father passed away, and he left me 17 photograph albums that I tore apart, and I have been creating new albums for each one of his grandchildren. And so that means 8 albums. And so I'm working on album 5 now. But what it has given me, because my dad passed me photographs that started in 1893
Mhm.
with my great grandparents, or maybe they're my great great grandparents. But anyhow, there's a history there, like, and so I've been able to, to look through these pictures and to see where I came from. How did I evolve? What was my history? And to see how my parents unfolded their lives and their belief systems. And of course, then, to watch the pictures of, my children and my nieces and nephews as they, began unfolding their lives. And most of the grandchildren, I think the youngest one is 51. And so, so they all now have children. And I have got to get to know their children, especially my nieces and nephews' children, because I wasn't living here in Colorado when they was growing up. So I've got to look at their lives through a different set of eyes. And now, and now there's the great great grandchildren. So, so that past is important. But there's some things that we learned in our past that we need to look at. we need to re-examine. And one of those things that I want to talk to you about today is the word God. I know for some people this is a trigger word, and we need to look at that and say, why? What is it about what I learned about that word that is so valuable that I need to hold on to that? Because when I was reading in the Master's 5 volumes, what I found is that the word God, just that word, vibrates at the highest level of any word in the American language. And it vibrates at a level, it said, of 186 billion beats a second. And that when we say that word, we automatically become a part of that vibration. So we put that word to work for us and through us. And so it's time to embrace that word. And of course, today we're embracing the second most powerful word, which is love. You know, I thought it was great that I would give this talk on Valentine's Day, a time when, you know, we're physically and verbally celebrating this idea called love. And that's not just the romantic, that's the love of yourself, the love of that which God created. This idea, this seed that was put into the ground and nurtured and brought forth as each one of you. You are each here by divine design. The master of life does not make mistakes. Through our ignorance, we have sometimes put a lid on that flame. And we have created things that do not express our joy, our wonder, that hold us back from being the allness that we were created to be. And so it's that we need to take a look at. It's, you know, it's what and everybody's good is going to be different. You know, I can't tell you what your good is. I don't know whether it's a job that allows you to use your creative, you know, creativeness, or whether it's, you know, walking with a partner, holding hearts together, or whether it's, you know, unfolding enough money to that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. All of our goods are different. And maybe it's just that you want to laugh, or you want to play in ways that you feel like you know, something's holding you back from that. Because there's nothing that's holding you back except you. Except your thoughts, your beliefs. What is it you believe? You know, I had to take a look at that, because I know, and through my journey through these pictures, I've discovered, you know, where did that belief that I'm not enough come from? And, and I could see it. I could see that, I mean, I grew up with parents that had grown up in a time that, they didn't know how to go within and to connect with what we call source, what we call God. Even though many of them were on a religious path, they they kept it outside. They didn't take that knowingness from within. And so they kind of gave me this message that because I was a girl, I shouldn't reach for the stars. I should know my limits. Uh, I remember, as a child, I was a tomboy and I fell out of a tree and I got hurt. And so from that point on, my parents wouldn't let me wear jeans. And, I had to steal my brother's jeans and I would change into them once I got to school, because my parents didn't allow me to wear jeans. It was dresses and look like a girl. and, and they didn't do that to harm me. They didn't do that to mean for me to use that against me for the rest of my life. They didn't mean for me to stay small. It was their fears that they were living through. Their fear, I mean, they almost lost me. The doctor said when I made that fall that if I had been cut another fraction of an inch, I would have died instantly. And I'm sure that shook my parents' heart. I mean, they loved me. And in their love, they tried to wrap me in a blanket that in some ways smothered me. In some ways taught me that being a girl was not okay. As I watched my brothers that got to go be much more adventuresome, be much more open to life. But I know that I'm sure they got messages too. And I have not sat down and said, okay, what messages did you get? But it's because we all get them. We can't escape that. The outside world is constantly sending vibrations to us. And we take them into our heart. And then we decide that maybe I'm not worthy of the money that I want to have, or the relationship that I want to explore. I mean, many of you know my history, and it took me many tries to find a person that I was in harmony with. And, I mean, I bless each and every partner that I had prior to meeting Mike, because, they each taught me. I grew through each relationship, one by one, step by step. And that's what you can do. But you have to be willing to look at where that belief came from. What has me stuck? What's holding me back? And how do I want to open up and say yes? And start drinking in the merriest of life. So, what I read was that God is ready to listen. To our hearts. In fact, God knows our hearts. even before we speak the words. It's us that need to listen. Have we listened to our heart? Have we listened to that which excites us, to that which to brings forth our joy, our strength, our wisdom? And so how do we listen? Do we take time every day at some point to just get quiet? Because we can't hear God's voice if all we've got is chatter going on. We need to take that time to get quiet. And whether you like to journal or whether you like to meditate, whatever, maybe it's go for a walk. Maybe it's sit and watch the birds. Whatever it takes to slow down and to say, here I am. God, I am. Can you feel those words? God, I am. I am ready. I'm present. I'm here. And to listen to what comes forth as you do that. Because we have to listen inwardly. It's probably not going to come to you, in a great big voice and a great big, yeah, Connie, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. It's probably going to be some little quiet way that's going to say, walk this way. Choose this friend. Be present with this idea. Each one of those is a way that's going to lead you to your future. And your future is going to unfold. Whether you do it in ignorance or whether you do it in awareness. And then it'll become your past, and you may be called to look again and to re-listen again and to choose again. We're always at that moment. That's the beautiful part of now, is we get to rethink, re-choose, re-establish that connection to that powerful essence of who we are. We get to vibrate at the level of goodness. We get to vibrate at the level of godness. And, and right now is such a perfect time. We've got a world that's unsure of itself. And it's looking to each one of us to be an example of how do we step forth in love? How do we accept and know that no matter what the chaos looks like, that right there God is. Right there, goodness can unfold, can spark, and be that presence, be that fullness that we envision in our heart. So that's what we're being called to. I found another affirmation that says, I live in the eternal now, filled only with good. The peace of my thoughts hold me steadfast. And so what are the peace of your thoughts? What are the actions that you're being called to take? what is that which is going to unfold your good? And so for me, what I've learned is that it's that whatever I can say, God, I am. God, I am. And one of the statements that I found was, God, I am abundantly able to express my good. And what if we keep it that simple? And name your good. God, I am abundantly able to accept that relationship that makes my heart sing, that job that allows my strength and my wisdom to unfold. God, I'm able to accept the abundance that allows me to give to my communities and to create a home or a vehicle or a trip. Doesn't matter what your good is. It's that which makes you sing with joy, that which sparkles you. That's what your good is. And so say, God, I am experiencing that right now. Let the vibration start in this moment. For we are each a direct inlet and outlet of God. And so we need to listen with complete trust to the guidance that we are given, to the wholeness that we are. For life is teaching us. We just need to say, I'm listening. And so I am accepting for each and every one of you, your good this day, right now. So I thank you for listening. And Carol, are you able to come back on?
I am back on. Thank you.
I know, I don't know if you have any announcements or.
I had to totally shut my computer down. This is a different computers called LINUX, created by my son to be just like his computer in San Diego, hooked up to a Roku TV, okay? A little different. So he and I, after Valentine's Day is over, he and I are going to have a discussion about this computer system. And hopefully he will find it even shows the video is on. So even though I can't hear, it even shows it. So he'll fix it.
And that's actually one of the goods that I'm accepting for me, is that I know how to use the tools and the wisdom of the technology of today. Because I do understand computers do challenge you to bring forth your good.
Yes, well, this is it's a learning experience for me to be even more advanced in technology that my son really wants me to understand. Okay. Would you like me to read the principle? I'm not sure where we were at. I would be happy to.
Sure, I think that would be wonderful. I'm going to turn it back to you, and then we can,
we'll continue on. And then I would like to say this prayer that I love, Coni, and to all. I give thanks to Mother, Father, God for bringing us all together as we support each other in the knowing we are directed and supported through the love and power of God. And amen. Now, here's our principles. The card saves me every week. Okay, we believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and identity of the individual continue after the change called death. And we believe in our universal connection in spirit and that there is communication between the spiritual and physical worlds. And we believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Whatsoever you would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. And we affirm the moral responsibility of individuals and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. And we affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. And finally, we affirm the precepts of prophecy and healing. They are divine attributes contained in all sacred texts. Okay, would you like me to read the statement of intent? Right here. I'm going to read the statement of intent. Okay. That's a yes. Okay. We continue to be fortunate to have a variety of speakers for Sunday services. By using guest speakers, we gain wisdom from all those who share. This is a church community where we can worship the God of our own understanding, to experience the joy and be uplifted, to gain strength and inspiration we can share with others throughout the week. And we invite you to join us in this celebration of life, to nourish your spirit and to enjoy the community of kindred souls. And now I would like to say, I want to thank you all for all your gifts, ongoing gifts to our beautiful church. And you can continue to send them to the church. I'm there every day, rarely. Actually, you know what? Yesterday, I couldn't make it because my car battery was dead. Thanks to my daughter and to her wonderful significant other, they replaced the battery. So today, later, I will be back at the church. But I'm there every day checking, making sure everything is okay. And you can send your gifts to 1414 East 9th Street, 558, what is it, 05. And I'm grateful to you all. I'm so grateful. So, okay, if you all just want to unmute, there's just one more thing. I'm going to read the church affirmation.
All right.
We totally accept the belief that God is in charge of the affairs and direction of LSICC, Lake Spirit Interfaith. We know that as our thoughts of trust and joyful anticipation join in harmony with the thoughts of all the members of this fellowship, we just attract the right ministerial leadership to our spiritual community, and we are grateful. And so I repeated some of that I said earlier. We're just grateful for it all and such a beautiful learning experience. Thank you, God, right? Connie, thank you for being here. I called Connie a few weeks ago. I said, Connie, we really need you on Valentine's Day. Can you speak to us? And she said, yes. Oh, perfect.
Thank you, Coni.
Perfect, you guys. So,
No, I love you all. You
love you
guys
too.
are my heart.
Yeah, we all love you.
I love everyone here. I love you all. Yes.
Thank you, Connie.
All right, Connie. All blessings to everyone. Everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's
Yes, to all of you.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Namaste.
Yes.
beautiful sunny day in the neighborhood of 18 below zero.
18 below zero. 18 below zero. That's
but even that allows us to stay in. It allows us to, to kind of maybe cuddle in front of the fire, maybe in front of the TV. Who knows? A good book. Stay warm. So.
Well, thanks, Connie. Thanks for leading. That was really wonderful.
Thank
service.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Ken.
Rick.
Yes, yes, Rick. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
It's good to see you, Jerry.
Hey, Valentine to you. Oh, what a great day. Thank you all.
Thank you, Connie. That was lovely. Good
Yeah.
reminders.
Wonderful.
Wonderful
That was
talk.
Very good.
Very
good.
expansive of the higher
Well,
spirit
here.
that we are too, to share with each other.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Carol Condras, do you have a picture for us?
I do, and I want to say a little bit about it, just because of my own energy, and I'm assuming a lot of your energy with what went on the last few days in our world of politics, etc. It was the theme of justice, and this is the picture that I've got here. I don't know, can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
When Connie was talking about how energy, I feel like, oh, this is the energy coming upon, and this is me,
Yeah.
whatever, the person.
Justice.
And justice is truth, which is
Yeah.
always is symbolic of the feather in the old Greek,
Yeah.
as kind of was talking about going back to old images
Old.
and things about
Yeah.
what we know about
Yeah.
our beliefs. And the other side is, I wrote it as love. It's what do you want to call it, God, if you want to call it your energy. But these have to be balanced. And after all that went on, it's still, and it comes through us, that
Yeah.
love comes through us. So
Yeah.
as much as, I don't know about you, but my husband and I, it's been kind of
Been tough.
been tough watching
Yeah.
what happened and
Yeah.
knowing again what happens when you have expectations and desires and preferences and all of that. But justice does demand
Yeah.
love and
Yeah.
truth. So and it always will be there. It's just how we're gonna. Anyway, so thank you, Connie, and I love the idea about being ready, listening, being
Yeah.
present. Oh, so.
And
Right,
for
and
me,
being
I
with
mean, I
everybody.
keep affirming that truth outweighs lies, love
Yeah.
outweighs hate,
Yeah.
and that we shall come through this.
Yeah. We'll get through this. We will. Truth and love. Truth and love for the true are.
Yeah. And so, so why not have the day that we are being called to express that be Valentine's Day,
Yes.
Right.
to
Yeah.
let the love
Yeah.
come through in ways that, we're being called to do
Yes.
We
for
had an
ourselves.
Yeah.
we had an owl in our fir tree early this morning.
Owl.
Oh,
Yes, a
Wow.
beautiful. I took a picture of it, but it didn't turn out very well. But yeah, it was definitely a small owl.
oh,
Ah,
Sat
fabulous.
there for about 5 minutes. I don't know what it.
nature.
Owls are pretty smart.
Yeah. The wisdom of nature.
They're wise.
Yes. And you're all wise too.
Bagel
That's enough.
Down in his bed.
I'd like to say, Michael, your background today is really beautiful.
Thank you.
There he is.
Yeah.
This is the image I passed on to Carol Carey for the directory. I'm not really sure if you're going to use it, Carol, or not, but this is the one I passed on to Carol.
I said it's beautiful, man.
And
Love it.
these words are from not the Wings of Song, but the Spiritualist hymnal.
Oh,
Remember that? Turning towards light the sunflower.
Yeah,
Evening
Turning
will
toward
find your
light.
way home.
like the
Yeah.
sunflower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know the melody to those words? Can you sing the melody, Michael? Do you remember it?
Turning towards light like the sunflower, evening will find your way home.
Oh,
That's all I remember.
that's great. Thank you.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Carol, I'll have to get the other the Spiritualist hymnal and
We'll
look
figure
it up anyway. Yeah.
Hey, Michael, are you going to sing Till We Meet Again? Or what was the
I can
one?
do that. Now, I've got my own words here,
Okay.
what I remember anyway. Uh, Connie talked about the word God and the incredible vibration that the word has and its symbolism and the need to get out of our conceptualization of God and open our mind to that
Yeah.
vibrational tone. It's the G thing and the D thing are fricatives. That's
No,
not where the
I
vibration
never
comes from.
downloaded the two. They're not connected.
And so it's the just like the that's where the vibration comes from. So the vibrational tone, which comes from the breath, and that's what I continue to talk about, okay? So God be with you till we meet again. By his counsels guide uphold you. Sing with me. In his love securely fold you. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Neath his wings protecting hide you. Daily promise he'll provide you. God be with you till we meet again. Yes.
Nice.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Just
My
really
pleasure.
beautiful
Yes.
ending. Such a beautiful ending, and I can hardly wait to be back at the church, you guys. I mean, and then we can do Zoom at the church, and people from all over the world can watch our Zoom services at the church. My vision, you guys, it's going to happen soon. I hope. Church is ready for us. We just need to make sure it's okay. So, anyway,
We had our second shot yesterday.
wait, what? We had our
We had our second shot yesterday.
Congratulations.
shot.
Okay.
Oh, you had your second shot, like shot. Yes, good for you. Happy for you.
It's coming. I believe it's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Well, I feel it is, and the church is so beautiful, and the lady who claimed the church, I mean, she worked so hard. She polished every pew. When you walk upstairs and you see those pews, they just shine. They're all perfect. There's no fingerprints. It's just perfect. They're like brand new wood. It just shines, you guys. I can hardly wait for you all to see how beautiful the place is.
Who did that?
This lady who I know through where I work, she cleaned there, and she walked upstairs and she said, "Oh, the love in this place, you guys, it's just there. It's waiting for us." I'm excited. It's going to happen. All right, I better quit talking. So all those, I just get excited. You know me, so. Okay, so board members want to stay on after, we can chat, whatever. Otherwise, we can stay on and all of us chat. It's just so good to see everybody in this lonely time.
And thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Connie.
We'll see you again soon.
Absolutely. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Connie.
Oh, wow. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
Bye-bye,
couple
all.
friends that belong to churches that meet once a week. They have like a Zoom coffee.
Oh,
Maybe we should do a Zoom coffee after our church service every Sunday.
How do they do it, Carolyn?
How does it
Well,
work?
just like this, they're just on Zoom and they have their coffee and they just visit.
Happy hour too on
well,
Zoom.
that's what we're doing.
You know, like on a Tuesday afternoon or whatever, but it seems like we're still struggling with the technology. It'd be kind of fun to just, instead of, we can't meet for lunch, so we could just have coffee or juice on our own and visit like we would do if we were at church after the service.
The church I'm with down
Said
here
that
to do it.
she'll come if it includes Zoom hot fresh caramel rolls with butter.
Harley, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was just saying this, the UU church I'm involved with down here, they have that going on Thursday morning at 10. I think they do that Zoom visit.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
Just
nice.
so an alternate time, not just right after service, actually, like another time so that we could have a chance to socialize outside
Right.
of the service in the mid.
Exactly. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what my friends are churches are doing. Yeah.
Cool. That's doable. We'll definitely consider that.
I would not be able to join you during the weekday because right now I'm at work. We're dealing with tax stuff and I'm in and out until after 3. But you guys could still meet for coffee.
Does anybody have some suggestions of a time that they think would be good? How many structures do we have to work around time zones? And I mean, not time zones, but just time structures. We could say those now or email them in or whatever. That's how we could plan it.
Well, I think the main part of that would be drawing in somebody to run the Zoom too. And I see that Denise is not on here right now to ask if she would have any interest, but we'd have to ask one of the Zoom masters to give us access to each other.